Are there any questions in the terrace press box?
A question, Ryan, concerning this year, mid-November, as you probably know, we have for many years, since the first time again, a US Grand Prix in Austin, Texas. Is this maybe something you're interested in? Are you going yourself to have a look if there's a possibility in long or short-term future to switch over to Formula One?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to the race, but DHL has I think has a suite there, so I may go by. I'd love to go by and look at it, but now I'm happy right here in IndyCar. This is home, and this is what I've always wanted to do.
Any other questions in the terrace press box?
No more questions.
Any questions in the skybox press box? Okay, we'll go with Ed Jenks.
Ed Jenks, Motorsports Unplugged. You know, you actually picked up 2 trophies tonight. What do you think about getting the A.J. Foyt trophy for oval racing?
It means a lot to have a trophy with AJ's name on it, and you know, the oval side of it is a big part of IndyCar racing, and it certainly means a lot to me to be the oval champion. We worked hard this year. We won half the oval races, well, except for tonight. So we definitely had a great year on them, and it's always been important to me to really sharpen up my oval game. Even though I had won early in my career at ovals, had an oval at Milwaukee, particularly, but it really, sometimes I was known as the street road course guy, you know, and you bounce back and forth on what you get labeled on, but it's tough to succeed at ovals. They really are. I have a lot of respect for them, and now I've definitely got my sights set on Indy.
Ray Sotero.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You seemed really loose yesterday during the post-qualifying press conference. What effect did having reached an agreement with Michael before today's race have on your performance?
Really didn't. I was just very focused on this race, and I've just been ready to go. You know, I knew it was down to us. We were in the position. There was more pressure on Will. Absolutely, and we were in the position to hunt for this championship and to get it and to grab it. We knew what we had to do. We had to go run up front, and we did it at the right time. So that's why I was loose. I just, you know, we were second. We were the car chasing the lead car, and it's a more comfortable position to be in. Absolutely.
We'll go ahead and wrap things up with Ryan. Congratulations on the
Thank you so much.
championship.
Thanks to you all. I'm going to come by and spray champagne on your
Owner Michael Andretti of Andretti Autosport. This is Michael's 4th IndyCar championship as a team owner. He won the championship in 2007 with Dario Franchitti, in 2005 with Dan Weldon, and 2004 with Tony Kanaan. Michael, not only team owner tonight, but race strategist. Talk about tonight's race with Ryan.
Oh, it was a crazy, crazy night. And that's exactly what we told them going into the race, that this is going to be a crazy race. And it actually played out exactly the way I thought it would, because we knew it was going to be tough, especially in the beginning, and we knew it was going to be a race of survival. And you know, we had a car that was not so good in the beginning, and every pit stop we just kept making it better and better and better. And you know, we made it good enough to get the job done, to get in there, to be able to fight with at least getting in the top 5, because at that point that's what we needed. And Ryan did one hell of a job, I can tell you. He drove his butt off when he needed to, and you know, he got this thing done. And just really proud of him and the whole DHL Sundrop team. You know, it was a really tough championship. Hats off to the Penske guys. What they did, they made our lives even a little more miserable. They did a heck of a job to repair that car and get it out there. And it's like, gosh, we knew exactly what they were doing. It was like they want to get ahead of Viso, then we have to finish one more spot up, and that's exactly what they did. And at that time, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be really tough. And but we got it done, and so it just it feels really good.
We'll start with Bruce.
Michael, even after Will crashed, then the reality set in that, well, now Ryan's still got to finish pretty high up in order to clinch it. And how kind of excruciating was that, especially, you know, because there was a period there where he wasn't, you know, he was having trouble getting into the top 10, but it was before midpoint of the race.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, we felt that we had a car that we can adjust. you know, the first thing we said is if we are allowed, if we can take front wing in this thing after the first pit stop, we're going to have a car that we can work with at least to get up there, and that's exactly what we did. So every pit stop, we just, you know, made it better and better and better. So after the first or second stop, I thought, you know, I think we got a car that we can get it up there if we just keep pushing, and we needed some luck along the way. Let's face it, we needed the yellows to come out when they did. That helped a lot. That bunched us up, and that allowed Ryan to get a good restart and put himself up in the position to be in the top 5. And you know, so it takes all that. But you know, it was a nerve-wracking day.
Other questions for Michael?
Michael, talking to your 3 drivers this year at the different races in Sonoma, all 3 of them saying that they had a different kind of relationship this year and really helped each other. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the team effort, and it's not just, you know, the yellow team. It's all the way through. Everybody worked really hard together and worked together, and it started with the drivers. You know, those 3 are friends, and they get along, and they help each other. And when everybody in the team sees that sort of camaraderie, it trickles down all the way through the team. And you know, that's the reason why we got the results this year, and I really believe that. And so it's really exciting for us that we're going to be able to keep it together and you know, hopefully win some more of these things.
Are there any questions in the Terrace press box?
2 questions.
Go ahead.
Yes, David Hernandez, Belavisión. Michael, can you pretty much talk us through the last couple laps after the red flag? First of all, you know, seeing how Ryan was driving at his best, were there any moments where you told him, okay, play it safe, or just drive your heart out? I mean, can you talk us through those moments?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there in the last couple laps, we saw he was battling with Sato, and we just, you know, actually going into that corner in the last lap, we said, just let Sato go because we're okay, because, you know, all you have to do is finish right behind him, and we're good. And we had a gap behind us, and right after I said that, everybody started screaming, and I'm like, what happened? Because I wasn't looking at the monitor, and then I heard, you know, that Sato hit the wall, and it didn't hit us, and we won. So.
Yours just a little bit, so to speak. Can you give me your thoughts on this being the first full IndyCar season in a long time without the presence of Carl Haas?
Yeah, I mean, both Paul and Carl are, you know, really missed. You know, they were a big part of my career, my life, and you know, just had an incredible team, and they were just incredible guys, and so we definitely miss not having them around.
You made a comment at the red flag situation, which is a little confusing for me. It's not a clear chapter in the regulation when this situation turned up. Is there a red flag shown or a yellow flag? I think you were not very happy with the situation with the red flag.
No, I really wasn't, because it's never been done before, and you know, we're the guinea pigs for it, and so it was a little disappointing, but it ended up being okay in the end.
Go with Ed Jenks.
Ed Jenks, Motorsports Unplugged. I saw you out in practice, and I kind of brought this up to you, but I want to bring it up forward to everybody else. At the end of Baltimore, you predicted that Ryan Hunter-Reay would win, and I seen you predict that Ryan Hunter-Reay would win back in Long Beach Grand Prix. When are you going to Vegas next?
No, it's just, you know, you just feel it. You know, there's some things you just feel, and I felt like after Baltimore, we got back in control of our own destiny, you know, to a certain point, where now we knew, okay, we win, and we'll just finish it as, you know, out of the top 3, we can win this thing again. So it made it a lot more realistic that, you know what, we can do this. And, you know, it ended up a little bit different. I was hoping we were going to be winning and Will finished 4th, but, you know, when Will did crash, it definitely opened up the opportunity for us. But like I said, at that point, we knew we had a lot of hard work to go, but it opened it up and it gave us a target, and we went for it.
No, seriously, when are you going to the tables?
I don't need to do that.
Bruce.
Michael, I know sometimes this is a question you don't normally like to answer, but this is the first American IndyCar Series champion since Sam Hornish in 2006. And how important is that to have that for this series?
Well, I think it's great when American beats the best in the world, and that's what happened, you know, so that's what makes it mean something. If it was just all Americans out there, then it doesn't mean as much, but when an American can beat all these other great drivers from different countries, it's a great thing, and so I'm very proud to be an American. I'm very proud of Ryan, and so it's a good feeling.
Eduardo Olmos from Diario EOP. Michael, back in 2007 when Franchitti won the title with you, you pick up the morale after the accidents at Michigan and Kentucky. How much is it different or similar compared to this year?
Yeah, this one was a little different. Yeah, with the, you know, Dario jumped out to an early lead in the championship, and so it came to the point where we almost gave it away in the end. So it was a little different. Whereas here, we were pursuing most of the time, and you know, we got to the point where we had a nice lead, and then we lost it again, and then we just, you know, put our heads down and we got it back in the last two races. So it was a little different, and I got to say, I mean, this is probably the sweetest one of all of them. You know, it just to come back through the adversity that the team has gone through the last few years, and to bring it back and to be back on top, it just makes me feel so good and so proud of everybody here on the Andretti team.
Go with Tom.
Michael, kind of following up on that, this is the first time since 2007 and Dario's championship. In the intervening 5 years, what's happened within the team to get you here this season?
Well, I mean, you know, there was a change in ownership, you know, where I took full control, and so things changed there. And then there was a rebuilding process because there was a lot of things that needed to be changed, and these are things that you just don't do overnight. And we did it. You know, we slowly did it, and we're just constantly trying to make the right personnel changes, putting the people in the right spots, and you know, middle of last year, I think we got it right. You know, at that point, we felt like, you know what, we're getting our mojo back, and we're going to be a real contender next year. And then to bring James into the mix just reinforced it even more. And from then on, you know, we felt like, you know, after, you know, right before the season was like, we have a real legitimate shot to win this championship with one of these three guys. And Ryan's a guy that came out of it and did a hell of a job.
Bruce.
Michael, I know that it's hard to pick a single moment over a 15-race schedule that was the key, but it seemed like your decision at Baltimore to stay on the dry tires when Will decided to go with the wets, that created the crack in the door that Ryan needed to get back and win this championship.
Well, it did, and you know, I'm not going to take all the credit. I mean, we have great guys on our timing stand, and it wasn't just me making a decision. We talked it over, and that's what we came up with, and yeah, that was the moment, you know, and we knew it. And I told Ryan, I'm like, we're going to win this race if you keep it on the island just for these 2 laps while it dries out. And Ryan did exactly that, and that's what happened.
Jason Rzucidlo, AmericaJR.com. I understand that Ryan is the first Chevy driver to win the championship since 2002. Can you talk about what it means for them?
Chevy's been a great partner. You know, they, you know, we evaluated which way to go at the beginning of the year or the end of last year, and you know, we just felt like they're a real strong company, and they're really serious about winning. And you know, Ilmore, who we've worked with for a long time, just does a great job, and so we really felt confident that we were going to make the right decision with going with Chevrolet, and obviously I think in the end it shows that we did.
Joe?
Michael, you mentioned the rebuilding process you've had the last few years. How much are you looking forward in 2013 having the same driver lineup for the first time in a few years?
Very excited about that. You know, continuity means a lot, and also what really excites me even more is I think there's a lot more room for improvement within the team. You know, I think there's still things that we want to do a little bit better, and we all know it, and we all know what we need to do, and so I think we can be, you know, even stronger next year.